We're back.
Hey guys, Dedric Krystal, Polite Properties, back here at a property we got under contract a few months ago when it was warm. It's now wintertime, 2 months later, and we're here to give you an update on what we decided to do, what exit strategy we decided to do with this property. You may be asking yourself, where in the world are you buying houses for $17,000? We're in North Carolina, so $17,000. The after repair value of this house is $120,000.
Yes.
Bare minimum. It could be more, but we're just saying conservatively $120,000. So there's a lot of meat on the bone here. So with that being said, we have multiple exit strategies that we can use to profit from this house. We're going to go through 4 exit strategies that we considered. One of them is what?
Fix and flip.
Fix and flip is one, right? We can buy, renovate, and resell the property for a profit, which we're gonna go into a little more detail later. The second is buy and hold. We can buy this property, put some paint, clean it up, jazz it up, 10, 15 grand, and then rent it out to a regular tenant. The next one is BRRR. We're talking about the BRRR strategy.
The BRRR strategy, where you buy it, renovate, refinance, rent, and refinance.
Yep, the BRRR strategy. And the last one is wholesale, right? Get it under contract, find a cash buyer willing to pay you more, assign your contract for a fee. So we're gonna go into each strategy and talk about our thought process and what we did and why we decided to do what we did.
Let's talk about fix and flip and what those numbers look like. We would have bought the property for $20K. We would put another $50,000 into the property. Then you gotta include soft costs, which would be around another $5K. So we'd now be all in about $75K. We'd be able to sell this house for $120,000, giving us a profit of about $45K. So that is the fix and flip method, if that's what we chose to do with this property.
The second option is buy and hold, and you all know we are huge buy and hold investors. Why? There's so many benefits, including cash flow, depreciation, appreciation with buy and hold. So here's the numbers, right? $17,000 on the contract. After closing costs, we would have bought it for around $20,000 roughly, to use round numbers. We would go in, we put about $15,000 into fixing up the house, right? We wouldn't do a total gut rehab, but we would do some updates. So you add 20 plus 15, you're now at $35,000 cash we would have invested in this property. Now, what can we rent it for as a buy and hold rental? We can rent this from anywhere between $800 and $900 a month. So when you add that up, that's about $9,000 to $10,000 a year. Total rent collected. You got to take out some expenses, right? You got to pay taxes, you got to pay insurance as a landlord, and any maintenance and repairs. So when you look at the $35,000 invested, and then you look at about $7,500 in net cash flow we will receive as far as profit each year, you're looking at about a 20 to 25% cash on cash return. That is a really good cash on cash return. If you think about it, if you put in $1,000, you would get back 25%, that's $2,500. Pretty good compared to some other investment forms. All right, guys, so the third strategy we want to talk about we could have used in this property is the BRRR strategy. BRRR stands for buy, renovate, rent, and then refinance. And there's a reason people do the BRRR strategy. You can actually recycle your money. So what the numbers would look like on this property is we would buy it for roughly $20,000 when you include closing costs. We would put about $50,000 in rehab into it to totally gut rehab the house, make it brand new, to maximize the after repair value. You add about $5,000 in soft costs and loan costs and fees, so we're at about $75,000 all in, right? But listen, we've improved the property, we've forced the value up. Now an appraiser will come out from the bank and we'll say, hey, listen, we want to refinance and put a new loan on this. The appraiser will come out, look at the property and say, man, this house is really nice now. It's now worth $120,000, right? So we're into it all in for 75. It's now worth 120. There's a gap there that we've created in equity. So what we do is we go to the bank and say, hey, we want to put a new loan on this. The bank will say, you know what? We'll lend you 85% of that 120. 85% of 120 is $102,000. They would give us a new mortgage. We would be able to pay off the 75, get that money back. We'd walk away with a tax-free profit of $27,000 using the BRRRR strategy. That's why it's so popular and so effective, the BRRRR strategy. So that's strategy number 3. And now we're going to talk about the last strategy, which is wholesale.
So the fourth and final method is the wholesale method. So for this method, we contracted the house for $17K. We've been offered $40K for the house.
And we actually, how do we find the cash buyer? We put a for sale sign in front of the house. Somebody called the for sale by owner sign, and that's how we got an offer for $40,000 on the property. So again, we had all these different options to choose from, all of them good because we got the property under contract at such a low price. So what did we decide? Drum roll, please.
We decided to wholesale.
Again, we had it under contract for 17. We found a cash buyer willing to pay us $40,000 cash. No money out of pocket because this lead was actually a referral. So this was a $23,000 wholesale fee that we got on this property. Now, full disclosure, we did spend some money out of pocket. We had to spend $600 ordering a survey. A survey is basically a survey of the property line because there was a dispute with the neighbor on the boundaries of the property. So we did spend $600. We wrote a check for that, but we got reimbursed at closing half of that from the cash buyer. So we only came out of pocket $300. Not bad when we're making $23,000.
Right.
So guys, typically, again, we're buy and hold investors, but we are opportunistic investors, right? We don't limit ourselves to one exit strategy. Whatever exit strategy best fits the deal and our business at the time is what we're going to do. So comment below. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know what you would have done. Would you have kept it as a rental? Would you have done BRRRR? Would you have flipped it, or would you have wholesaled the deal? Or would you have done something totally we didn't even mention? All right, guys, so hopefully you enjoyed that breakdown of the different exit strategies we could have used on this property and the one we finally did choose. If you like content like this, make sure you like the video. It helps with the algorithm. Make sure you subscribe. That's what all the top YouTubers say. Just because you don't like it don't mean it don't work.
Okay, whatever. Go ahead.
All the dudes with 1 million subscribers, that's what they say.
Yeah.
Anyway, make sure you like and subscribe to videos, right? For the YouTube algorithm, my wife hates that, but I don't care. Subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.
And remember, it costs nothing to be polite.